Hi. Okay, so I've got my paper, my pencil, and I have a really good eraser on this pencil. So I think I'm set to go. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is get the outline shape of our head. So I want you to think about, just imagine that you had no hair, and what is the shape of your head? We know our heads aren't square, right? Often we say our heads are circle, but is your head really a circle or is it more stretched out? Mine is definitely more stretched out. So I know my head is wider at the top and then it comes down kind of more to a point at my chin. Now, when you make your head, you want it to be kind of taking up almost your whole paper. See how I'm going slow? I didn't go real fast at all, did I? And do you see how my lines aren't very dark? If I were to make my lines really dark, they would be hard to erase if I needed to. Like I wanted to do a little erasing right there. Okay, so that's a pretty good shape of my head. And you can also remember we've talked about sketching, or see how I'm just drawing a little bit of the line at a time? Real lightly, like that. Okay. Real lightly. And if you want to, here's a great idea, is to practice this and practice these shapes on your whiteboard first before you move over to doing it on your paper. That's actually a really great strategy so that you can practice those shapes ahead of time until you feel like, oh, I know what I'm doing. And then you can put it on your paper. Okay. So let's go ahead now. If you've gotten that, you can pause my video, work on the shape of your head. Okay. When you're done with that, turn me back on and we'll move on to the next part. Okay. I wish I was there to see the shape of your head. I bet it's great. I really wish I could do this with you in person. Okay, so the next part is we're going to add our neck. And now our neck is kind of like two straight lines coming down, right? It's not as wide as our head. It's definitely more narrow. So I'm going to say my neck is probably like here to here. And I'm going to draw like a straight line down. And see how I didn't make it too big? Our necks aren't too long. Like giraffes have really long necks, but our necks aren't so long. And so you're going to just make those lines for your neck. And then we do our shoulders. And I really want you to think about your shoulders because your shoulders are usually much wider than your head. Okay? Now, my head is taking up a lot of this paper, and it's going to be hard for me to make my shoulders a whole lot wider. So I might even have to go just way over to the edge of the paper with my shoulders. And to do my shoulders, they kind of curve from my neck out, and then it kind of goes like straight out, and then at the end they'll go down. So I'm going to go like that, and then they kind of start curving down over there. You're going to go a little curve, and then curve over, and then start curving down. Okay, so wider than your head. Definitely wider than your head. Okay. My head isn't quite in the center, so you can see this shoulder side looks a little bit bigger than that one. Okay, so shoulders. Your neck goes straight down, right? So those two straight lines. And then you kind of curve a little bit and then make a curvy line down for your shoulders, okay? Those are your shoulders. And then after you do your shoulders, you can think about, because, this would be fine if you're not going to add clothing, but we usually add our shirts to this portrait. So I'm going to add just like the neckline of my shirt, which will look kind of like that. Okay. You can even, if you want to, make it kind of like that. Okay. So you can make the neck of your shirt. Okay. So go ahead, pause me and do your shoulders. Oh, your neck, your shoulders, and that neckline right there. Okay, that's a little bit tricky, but go ahead And you can do that. I know the shoulders are a little bit tricky, but remember they're kind of like mostly like straight down. There's just a tiny curve here and they kind of go straight out and then that curve down, okay? Okay, so pause me and go ahead and do that. Okay, are you back for the next part? Awesome. Okay, so for the next part, we're going to add our eyes. This is the final piece for today. So the eyes, I definitely want us to practice on the whiteboard. Okay, to do our eyes, I want you to look in a mirror and see what shape your eyes are. Then we're going to do them in here. So remember we do this like a stretched out rainbow, stop, and then underneath a smile. Okay, there's the shape of your eye. So practice that stretched out rainbow and a smile. And then if you want to, you can add an eyelid, which looks like that. It's just like another rainbow under that one, right? Because we all have those eyelids that you can open and close, right? And then let's see what you have the colored part of your eye, right? Here, hang on a second. See, it's good that we're practicing this because I made a little mistake there. The colored part of your eye, and it looks kind of like this. See, this is my eyelid. Then you're going to add the colored part, which is kind of like a big circle, right? But you can't always see the whole circle in your eye. And then there's the black pupil in the middle, like that. And then you have what are these called? Eyelashes. And then you have some on the bottom too if you want to add those. Okay, so eyes. Now let's talk about the placement of our eyes. So this is you without hair, without anything. So it might look a little bit funny when we do the eyes at first. Your eyes are going to go halfway between the top and the bottom of your head. So I'm going to estimate halfway is about right here, right? And you don't want your eyes to be way out here by the outside edge of your head. They're kind of like in a little bit closer to the middle, but right in here. So let's see, about halfway. There's my, hopefully I'm getting these in the seam. And if they're not totally perfect, it's okay. We're learning how to do this. So I did my rainbow and my smile, and I'm going to add an eyelid. Look, there's a little teeny, do you see that? A little teeny bug joined us. Try and blow it away so I don't hurt it. And then add the colored part. And for now, you can just draw the circle for the pupil because we'll color that with some black. Okay. And then you can add some eyelashes. We all have eyelashes, and I have some on the bottom too. We all do. Those help keep things from getting in our eyes. Although sometimes an eyelash gets in your eye. It's kind of different. Okay, so you know what I'm thinking? See how these are pretty straight right here? And I'm just going to do a careful erase and try and make them a little bit more rounded, like that. Okay, so remember with the eyes, you can do the rainbow, smile, rainbow, smile, and then add in your eyelid, and the colored part, the iris, and then this is the pupil. You don't have to color it now. If you want to add just a little color so you remember what it is, that's fine. We'll go over it with black later on. And then add your, can you see that I did eyelashes here? Yeah. And then add your eyelashes, top and bottom. Okay, and then we'll stop for today. So we'll do the eyes now, And then after you finish your eyes, you'll be done. So you'll have the head, the neck, the shoulders, shirt line, and then eyes. And then pause for the day, and we'll pick this back up tomorrow. Okay, be real careful with those eyes. They're tricky. And I know it looks funny, like my eyes are in a funny place right now. But once we add our hair covers part of our forehead up here. And so your eyes won't look like they're in a funny spot once we do that. Okay, be real careful. Good luck. I can't wait to see these.